Zabba-cabba-dabra. Granny's gonna grab you!
All right. Look, everybody who says that there aren't any iconic movie villains in the modern day, no, like, cinematic monsters that really rule the roost and dominate the zeitgeist, they need to sit down right now and watch Grabber 4: The Black Phone, the latest in the Grabber cinematic universe of films, and a horror movie that will redefine what it means to be scared of things.
That's very scary!
My name is Guso Milcarella, here to break down all the ways that the Grabber will grab you. Number 1, the Grabber is a stage magician. He's a temporary magician. He knows how to do magic tricks. He can make kids disappear. That's the main thing he does. And how does he do it? By grabbing them. It's right there in the name, folks. He puts them away, takes them to a secret place, and he throws balloons out into the air. There's no way to catch him unless you're a little girl who has the ability to create the Yellow Jackets intro in her mind during her dreams and has the ability to find out where his lair is. But hey, don't do that. That's a real, they're just jumping the shark at this point. I liked it better in the Grabber 2 when they had the mob psycho kid who could move around objects and he threw them at the Grabber, but the Grabber grabbed them straight out of the air because he is the Grabber. There's nothing he can't grab until he can no longer grasp himself. Number 7, the Grabber is, he wears a devil mask. He took Satan's face and skinned it off of him and he put it on. And in Mr. Potato Head style, he can swap out his different facial features to show different emotions. When he's sad, he's got a little sad devil face. When he's mad, he's got the angry face. When he's happy, he's good. When he has no emotions at all, he can also put that on. You know, sometimes in a movie, it's really hard to tell who the bad guy is. I mean, like, we need some kind of signifier to really show that this guy is the villain, that this guy means bad news. And what better way to signify that a guy is a villain than have him be badder than Satan himself? Satan is a posthumous character, and anyone who saw the Grabber 1 will know this because that was the climax of the film. He grabbed his way into hell, grabbed Satan by the face, and he said, "It's time that you got grabbed, Satan." And so he rips and grabs his face off. Now that also factors neatly into my next point, which is number 10, paying off the lore of the previous Grabber movies by having the Black Phone return. Now, the Black Phone featured heavily in the Grabber's origin story in Grabber 1. As a child, he was able to talk to the Black Phone, and he could talk to all sorts of creatures through it. Dinosaurs, robots, aliens, everybody was talking to him through that phone. That's why they called him the Grabber initially, because he was just an innocent kid, and he would grab the phone, and then adventures would occur. It was similar in tone to the Magic School Bus. I don't need to tell you this. All of you guys remember the Grabber 1. You remember its magical adventure into hell, where he teams up with these dinosaurs and robots and everybody, and then they all team up and defeat Satan, and he gets his magical masks. It's a real good time and a great time, but unfortunately, that movie ends with such a bittersweet place where Satan, in order to get revenge for getting his face ripped off, in his last act, as his face is bleeding out on the floor, he's lost all his face, he pulls the phone out of its thing. So the Grabber has completely lost his ability to grab the phone. He can still grab the physical phone and go to it, but what he can no longer grab is a real communicative connection with all of his imaginary friends. And that was what put him down the dark path, which led him ultimately to becoming the villain of the Black Phone. And that's the thing. He kept grabbing all these adventures, but when the adventures stopped coming, he had nothing left to grab except for kids who had adventures ahead of them. He had to grab these psychic children, these children who were cool and tough, kids who could play pinball, kids who could fight other kids with like MMA moves. He had to grab all the kids who could have been on their own adventures, because if he grabs them, then they don't get to go on those adventures because no one can, because he doesn't get to anymore. And that's the dark pathos at the heart of the Grabber, right? It's not just about the Black Phone. It's not just about Satan. It's not just about grabbing. At the end of the day, it's about what we grab from the movie. The movie grabs us as we grab it. And I'll tell you one thing, call the cops, because when this movie grabs, it doesn't let go. And it should. It frankly should. I think actually we've had too many Grabber movies, and this should be the last one. No more Grabber movies. Never again. I don't want any more Grabber movies. Heck, I didn't even want this one. See, the thing thing about this movie is that it ultimately betrays the spirit of the franchise. The Grabber was always meant to be a fun, kid-friendly adventure about kids going on adventures through the cosmos with their latent psychic abilities, and meeting all sorts of ghosts and aliens and poltergeists along the way, yes, but never going this dark, and then retain some of the goofy, funny elements throughout the rest of the film. It just feels tonally disjointed. And ultimately, it comes off as a shoddy imitation of a lot of better motion pictures and other pieces of media. I mean, this thing feels ripped straight out of the Stephen King playbook, and also looks a lot like Stranger Things in the modern day. And heck, I already mentioned Yellow Jackets. The thing about this is that it was never not going to be derivative. The Grabber is now an antiquated concept, and I think that we grab heads in the modern day have to realize that although we treasure the originals, this new installment, it's never gonna have the same effect as the original. The grip, the grab has gotten weak. At the end of the day, the only thing this Grabber movie is grabbing is your cash. So I gotta give it a don't watch it out of don't. Please, never pick up the phone again. This movie is But what did you think? Did this movie grab your attention? Did any of the scenes really grab out at you? And did the Grabber himself live up to his name? Grab some words and leave a comment below. And if you like this video, grab the like button and grab the subscribe button. And if you want, even grab your way over to the Gyre Gentleman Patreon, where you can grab 2 podcasts a month for letting me grab one of your dollars each month. Seems like a pretty fair deal. Until next time, I'll grab you in the near future. Oh wait, no, officer, I didn't mean it!